Hello there, it's Sean, and I've just done something incredible. Testing, testing. I am actually live. I am actually live inside my Facebook group. And I'm doing this at a time where Facebook has just removed third-party access to external apps. And so actually officially right now, it's not really possible for Zoom to stream into a Facebook group, but I've somehow figured a way to make it in here. So we're doing this now. If you're watching this live with us right now, give me a live in the comments. It was actually a little bit tough trying to figure out how to stream into a Facebook group. Apparently that's not allowed anymore, but here we are. I've made it work. And I'm actually doing an on-call presentation of sales via chat. So if I share my screen right now, you should be able to see my slides. Okay. So I've done this once previously, and I wanted to revisit this because after speaking with several of the participants over the past week and making some refinements here and there, I want to do an improved presentation, an updated presentation, what you can use with chat. Okay, and the full program, this is actually a paid program that I've just launched, and the members are currently already going through it. And if you are not aware of what's happening, this program covers the following concepts. And whether you are a business owner, a closer, or a setter, let me know which part would be the most relevant for you. I'm going to address why did I create SVC, Sales Via Chat. I'm going to address who this is for and who this isn't, and why chat alone is insufficient. And why chat? Because from chat, you can actually achieve the 3 big sales in your business. Okay, the first one is your ability to understand and learn how to sell the value of a call, how to sell the value of a call, and why this is important. If you have a high ticket offer, you should know that everything in your company follows a formula. Right from the very beginning, the amount of impressions and eyeballs that are coming to you, how many people see your content daily across all your social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, your email list, in person, your contacts, WhatsApp, Telegram, everywhere. If you put all these eyeballs together, how many leads and views and impressions are you getting? Because that's the top of your funnel. That is the top of your funnel. And as a business owner, or if you have sellers and closers working in your team, they have to reach out, right? And you're not going to be able to make sales if no one is reaching out and engaging and giving your prospects a reason to meet you on a call, to meet you where you can then present what you have and then close them, make sales and generate revenue. And that is so important that is why this is so important for the call to happen. Okay, the only difference is that this call cannot be of value just to you. The reason why someone wants to get on a call with you, knowing that you have an offer, knowing that you have something to sell, knowing that you can help them with something, and they still want to get on the call. It's important to establish that this call needs to be framed as not a chit chat call, not a jamming call, not a waste of time, not a call to get to know you, but it is a business conversation. It is a sales call. And if knowing all of this, the prospect still goes ahead, books that call, fills out the form, shows up prepared, you know what you have? You have a very highly qualified sales call that is set up the right way, because this prospect already knows that you are going to sell him. This prospect already knows that you have something to sell and that you have something that can help him or her, and still they want to have the call. If you're a business owner or you're an appointment setter, this skill of selling the value of the call is so important. Because once you master this skill, selling the value of the call, okay, if you're watching this live or the replay down the road, if you're taking notes, write this down. In 2024, whether you are a seller, a closer, or business owner, if you have a high ticket offer, you must master the art, the skill, the superpower of selling the value of the call. Okay, then same thing with low ticket offers, anything 2K or less, you can easily just sell it on chat, and I'm going to show you how. And finally, number 3, if you are a closer, a copywriter, a setter watching this training, and you have not landed an opportunity, especially if you've already done a program, you've paid thousands of dollars, you've paid for guaranteed placements, and every day you're still reaching out to business owners and say, can I set for you? Can I close for you? Can I write for you? And none of them are replying. And you're wondering what the hell just happened. This interview is actually the same as the call, except that you're selling yourself. Okay, so through chat, if you know how to sell the value of a meeting with you, if you know how to sell low ticket offers, if you know how to sell yourself so that people will interview you and then work with you for whatever skills or service that you have. I see a lot of people selling funnel building services as well. What just happened is that most people use chat just to chat. But what just happened is you open a completely new channel. And now chat becomes a weapon in your hands. Because anytime you need an interview, anytime you need to sell a low ticket offer, anytime you need to sell a sales call, you won't be like most other people and they'll sit back and wait and say, why are my leads like this? Why are my leads not enough? Why are my leads not high quality enough? Why don't I have enough leads? Why don't I have enough calls? Why do I have to sit around and wait? You will never have to do that ever again, because now in your hands, you have a weapon. You can hunt on your own. You can farm on your own. Anytime you need leads, you'll text. Anytime you need calls, you'll text. Anytime you need low ticket sales, you'll text. Anytime you need to create high ticket inbound applications, you will know how to text. You know what that makes you? That makes you independent. That brings you remote independence. That makes you self-sufficient. That makes you complete, which means that you no longer need to chase again. And whatever outbound efforts that you've previously done before or you're still doing, you can now use chat. And I'll show you how to turn all these outbound efforts and traffic inbound, which means that people are coming to you, people are asking you questions, people are asking you for your solutions. And to summarize, they are chasing you. Okay, this will be the first half of today's training. The second part, okay, which is going to be in the members area over here. Okay, I'll give you a tour in a while. The 3 main things that you will take home today are what I call the 3 core pillars of sales via chat. The first one is the buyers-only filter method, the buyers-only filter method. Second one, your inbound farming system. The third one, the bait and serve approach. If you can combine these 3, you would have officially mastered the art of sales via chat. And as a special bonus, I will give you my 100K formula. And this is you to really understand what I mean by numbers game and the key metrics that you actually have, to attack daily. Okay, this is more the what and the how. Okay, for you to hit 6 figures in your business or your remote closing career. And as a second bonus, I'm going to give you my precision pipeline profit system, which is a way for you to break down your income goals to the point where you know exactly how many calls you need per day, and therefore how many connections and messages you should send on chat daily to hit your income goals. Okay, why did I create sales via chat? In the 4C method that I teach, from content to conversations to call and to close, this pillar right in the middle, the conversation section, is where everything happens. If you can create content like I did in the very beginning in 2021, I had a mindset coaching offer, my first offer, a mindset coaching program. I could create content, I could coach, I could close. And every day I would sit down and think, I have a great offer. I can create content. I know how to close. Why some months I'm able to get clients and then some months it's completely dry? I didn't understand. Like where was the breakage? And this kind of a blind spot. When it's someone else's blind spot, it's very easy to see. But when it is your own blind spot, it's extremely difficult to see. And in the end, I couldn't sustain that business anymore, and I fell back on the one skill that I could trust the most, which is closing. But this time, instead of a closing offer, I actually accepted an appointment setting offer and thus began my journey of understanding chat. Because when I applied for that team, the influencer was like, hey, eventually I'm going to need you to help me to close those calls as well, since it's your specialty. But right now I really need this appointment setting role to be filled. And I was like, why? What's the big deal about this appointment setting role? And she showed me her Facebook and it was filled with leads. She showed me her Instagram, her LinkedIn, her email list, her Facebook group. They were overflowing with leads. And she was like, I can't handle all these conversations anymore. I need someone to come in, address all these conversations, welcome people into my group, send lead magnets, educate them, nurture them, bring them on a call, move them deeper and deeper and deeper into their buyer's journey, into my sales process, so that I can convert and monetize all these numbers into calls and sales. And I was like, wow. So this was actually what I was missing in my mindset coaching business. It was in this moment and the whole experience, that whole year setting full-time for this influencer, that I finally experienced firsthand the power of conversation. Because in her inbox, I would work 4-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts every day, sometimes even weekends, just texting, sending lead magnets, welcoming people into her community, bumping conversations, sending resources, getting people on calls. And when we close, sometimes she closed, sometimes I close. But primarily I was the setter. I saw how my commission started to stack month after month after month. And I just saw the impact of having a good setter, a strong setter in the team. In that moment, I realized that every business needs this kind of a setter. This is what completes the business. On the other hand, I've been the setter, I've been the closer, I've been the business owner, and I have experienced when this part of the business is not done right. Sometimes you have setters feeling misunderstood. It's like I'm working 4-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, but the business owner is not providing the meat for me to eat. You know what I'm saying? The business owner is not present, it's not live, it's not creating content, it's not producing the meat for me to eat. Or sometimes the closer is not closing and I don't have commissions to earn. Or sometimes you are the closer and you're like, I need more calls. I need higher quality calls. So how do I do that, right? Do I grill the business owner on their OTE? Do I find more offers and hop around, hop in, hop out? Sometimes it's the business owner wondering, why isn't my seller or closer performing? So with all these blind spots, I hope Sales Via Chat can actually create unity. cohesiveness. A straight line so that the sellers have enough meat to eat, the closers have enough calls to take. And if you are the business owner, you not only know how to book calls, you not only know how to close sales, but you have done it yourself once, which means that your offer is validated, your setting game is validated, your closing game is validated. So then, when you actually hire a seller or closer or both, you're just hiring someone to replace you. You're just hiring someone to replace something that already works, that is already validated, so that when you step back, the seller can get it done. The closer can get it done. Why? Because you got it done first. When you achieve this, chat now becomes not just chat, but it becomes a machine that you can be replaced. It is now a machine for you to deliver impact, service, and most importantly, sales. Okay, so this program was created to solve a series of problems, and let me walk you through some of them and illustrate a little bit of what I mean. Okay, the first one. Okay, look at this slide right here. Here. This is a screenshot, okay, I had with someone recently. And we're talking about the basics of the basics right here, right? Which is, are you trained? Okay, whether you are a business owner, whether you're a permanent seller, whether you're a closer, if we talk about this skill of closing on chat, booking calls on chat, have you been actually trained? So I asked this person, are you trained? This person said, are you referring to software or things like that? I said, no. I said, like, the basics, are you trained? And she said, do you mean the ability to schedule appointments, book calls, close leads, good in communication, attention to details? And I said, yes, correct. That's exactly what I mean. And have you been trained? And this person said, no, I'm new. I'm new to chat. I'm new to appointment setting. And I'm saying, okay, so you need to get trained. If you're not trained, you know what your first priority is? You need to get trained. Okay, why? The big three that I always teach, okay, is your mindset, your strategy, and your skills. You need all three, right? That's your holy trinity. But the basics of the basic is really the skill. That's like your bread and butter. Essentially, for a lot of you sellers and closers who just completed your program and you're fresh, right? And you're going to business owners and saying, hey, I would love to set for you. Of course, in your reality, it's like, it's like you've just completed a program and you want extra income. You want to do like remote sales. So you want to set. That's from your point of view. Okay. But do you know that from the business owner point of view, okay, for a business owner to let you set, first of all, we need to give you access to passwords to all our social media and to say, well, here's the login, here's the password, and here's all my leads, go. Right? You know how much trust that takes. First of all, it's like, can I trust you with my password? Second of all, it's like, are you going to represent me well? Right? Can I trust you with such information? Can I trust you to represent me? Do you know what you're doing? Are you going to piss all my leads off? Are you going to carry bad energy? Are you going to misrepresent me and promise things that I cannot deliver? Are you going to clog up my conversations? Like, for us to give you access to our inbox and let you set for us, a lot is at stake. A lot of trust is needed. And the way that you're going to earn that trust, if we haven't seen you before at all, we don't know you, we don't like you, we don't trust you, and the first message you send is, hey, Sean, I would really love to close for you, brother. Let's do this, brother. Somehow on the internet, when you come in this space, everyone is your brother. It's like you find a lot of long lost brothers and they all want to set, they all want to close for you. And I can understand, because from your point of view, it's like, I want to set, I want to close. But from the business owner point of view, can you imagine if they see these kind of messages every single day? First of all, what does it say about how you set? Because if the way you set us is like this, what does it say about how you're gonna set if we do let you set for us? You know what I'm saying? So you cannot earn the trust like this, you know what I'm saying? And you having a certification or you sending this daily, it does not build the trust at all. You have to earn that trust. Okay, and there are some programs that sell guaranteed placement, and sometimes they deliver. Right? It's not that all of them don't deliver. Sometimes they do deliver the placement, but it's like day one you're in, and then day two you're out. Either because they change the funnel, they go on vacation, they pause the ads, like something happened, and then you're out. So when that happens, then what happens? You still have to learn how to hunt for opportunities yourself, right? Or sometimes they do not even deliver this at all. I know people who have paid thousands just for the guaranteed placement and they never receive it. And then what's going to happen next? In the first place, if you are a setter and your primary skill is to set people, why would you need to play? Why would you need to pay for placement? That's like a doctor saying, I need a guaranteed patient. That's like a lawyer saying, I need a guaranteed client, especially if your primary skill is sales. You should be able to sell yourself. If you're a setter, you should be able to set for yourself. If you're a closer, you should be able to close for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you should not even need these kind of things in the first place, right? And this in this case, this person said, well, the guaranteed placement is not actually guaranteed placement, it's actually conditional placement. You actually have to get into like top 5, top 10, and then they'll place you. Or they say, oh, guaranteed placement actually means that we're not going to give you a placement, but we will give you the tools to get placement. You know, can you imagine? I look at the marketing, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a guaranteed placement. I'm going to pay for it. And then when I pay for it, what I'm actually getting is the tools. You know, it's not really the same thing, right? It's a little bit like bait and switch or mismarketing kind of thing. And every day when people join our group, it's like, I've completed the course and I paid for a program. By the way, I'm struggling to find a client. So what did you actually pay for? What did you actually pay for? If you completed a setting program and all you do is pitch, if you completed a closer program and all you do is pitch, you didn't complete a setter or closer program. You completed a pitching program. So this has to change, right? This has to change. If you're a business owner and you're setting for yourself, you have to get this thing right first, right? Or if you're already hiring setters and it's not working out, you have to get it right yourself first. Then you're just replacing a part that already works. You know what I'm saying? You cannot fix fundamental problems by throwing a setter in, throwing a closer in, and hope that they're going to fix it, right? Your validation process, your fundamentals have to be completed first. And for setters, you already have been trained, but you don't have the implementation. You already have the theory, but you can't execute. This is for you, right? Or same thing for closes. You can already close, but you're like, I need more calls. And the way that I solve it cannot be to grill people on their OTE, cannot be to hop around offers. I need to learn how to book my own calls, because if you can set, you can close, you know what you are? You are the complete closer. Okay, this is not about making fast cash and then you're not able to commit to practicing your technique. This is not for you. You actually have to practice. Like when I was in the inbox setting for someone else, I was doing multiple 4-8 hour shifts every day. It's just text. You really need that dedicated 6 months, 12 months to move up the learning curve. You cannot say, I want to do remote sales. I want to make some money online. And you know what? I'm just going to do a course and then, hey, can I set for you? Hey, can I set for you? If your skills are not there, no one is going to trust you and give you the inbox. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to trust you and give you access to the inbox. You really need to practice, okay? And chat itself is not a solution, okay? Especially if you are a business owner and your offer isn't validated. Okay, your machine doesn't work. And then you say, well, I'm feeling tired right now. I'm just going to hire a setter. You know, since there's so many setters out there, I'm just going to make use of them, free labor, get them to do outbound, get them to clear my inbox, get them to reply emails for me, get them to do cold calling, all for free, get them to clean my house, get them to wash my underwear, all for free. It's not going to solve the problem, because outbound, this is not even a question of whether outbound works or not, okay? this is a question of whether does anyone want to buy your thing. Minimum, you need to have 30K cash collected, at least 10, 15, 20 calls booked, so that when a seller comes in, when a closer comes in, what you're going to tell them is, look, my thing already sells. My machine already works. What you're going to do is you're going to come in and replace that part of me that I've already made work. So I'm not asking you to come in and do something that has never been done before. I'm not trying to force a seller and closer to solve a marketing problem. So if your fundamentals are not dialed, more volume, more outbound, and you punishing your sellers and closers will only damage your machine, your reputation, and it's not going to solve the real roots of the problem. Your machine, your reputation, and it's not going to solve the real roots of your problem. Okay. So earlier on, I already mentioned that the three big things we want to sell via chat. First one, the ability to sell a call. Okay. And in your members area, if you enroll in sales via chat, I explain the foundations, okay, and all the things that I've actually done in my career, which is how to actually prospect business owners. Okay, and I'm not teaching you from theory. Sometimes you ask your coach, right? Hey, you tell me to join all these Facebook groups, right? You tell me to all text all these people in a certain way. Can you demonstrate or can you show me how you've done it before, right? And what's the response? Either they don't reply you, right? They ask you, oh, you talk to this person, you talk to that person, or they say, well, just be creative, think out of the box, and you go figure it out. Like you can do it, yay! And then I'm like, you are the coach, right? So you must have done it before, right? So where is the documentation, right? Where is the demonstration? Where's the proof? Because if you have none of those, it's all just theory. And I didn't invest all that money to get a theory coach. I want someone who can do it, demonstrate it, guide me to do it so that I know that it can be done. Right? That's the purpose of a coach. Can you imagine if the coach has never done it before? Why the hell are they being the coach, right? You should be the coach, right? Because now you can do it and then you can demonstrate. So this is how I've done it. And this is how you can do it. And this is how we both know you can do it because the steps are here. Okay? Chat psychology, I've put in a bunch of conversations that I've done before. It's all here. Okay, you can model after them. Step by step, word by word, you can actually see how it's done. So you know how to do it. Okay, it's inside a members area. How to sell low ticket offers, how to book interviews, how to actually do the interviews, it is all inside here. Okay, take the time to study a little bit every day. And this kind of real life learning, like one session here, 1 hour here, beats the 100 hours of theory videos that you have to sit through. And in the end, it's like, all this theory is all great. But if I want to sell a sales call, if I want to sell a low ticket offer, if I want to book an interview, right? For you, the coach, to say is very easy. But for me to do, exactly how am I going to do it, right? Because now it's time for me to implement. How am I going to do it? Okay, this is the practical side of things that you need. And let me show you some specific examples, okay, how I've actually done it before. 21st July 2018, 2:42 p.m., 2:42 a.m. actually. This business owner comes inbound and says, hey, Sean, what part of the world are you located in? Singapore, what's up, man? It's 2 a.m. where you are? Yes. I'm interested in learning about your services. My first question to you is, first of all, how does he know I'm a closer? This was me going through my closer phase. How does he know I'm a closer? Okay, and why is he coming inbound? Is this inbound or is this outbound? Okay, this is actually inbound. And my question is, why is he, or how did he come in inbound? I said, I'm not even in your time zone. And, this is what I'm going to charge. And, whatever you want me to do, these are my expectations. This is what I want. So how am I able to talk terms this early in my career? Okay, now compare this conversation to this conversation. First of all, which one is inbound? Which one is outbound? Second, who is chasing who? Okay, and if this person is chasing me, why? Is it my brand? Is it the substance that I demonstrate on my profile? Is it the value that I've given from somewhere else? How did I structure all this to make sure that I can sell via chat. That's something for you to observe and think about. This one, again, is this inbound or is this outbound? Okay, and why is this immediately a business conversation? Why is it not like, how is the weather? What are you busy with? Do you want to be my friend? Why, when these conversations come in, immediately it is about what I can do. Immediately it's about what I can help you solve. And immediately the pain is all here. Immediately the pain is all here. Okay, this one is me selling low ticket offers. I just tell them what I have, what is my process, what is my offer. Do you want it? You want it? I send you the invoice and they pay. No closing call. Okay, these are 2K and below offers. No closing call, no handling objection, no time, money, spouse objection, no special tonality, no special voice boxes, no games, just sales. Okay, so sales via chat. This is one 1,500 collected, 2K collected. This one probably 1 or 2K collected. A low ticket offers being sold. Okay, this guy, hi Sean. Hope all is well on your end. I wanted to shoot you a message to say a massive thank you. Since our chat, I've made several changes in my business. Last week, I've sold 3 high ticket clients with more prospects in the pipeline. How did this happen? Okay, this guy, my student, I got noticed by another coach and he placed me in one of his connections. I made 4K USD part-time. Part-time. This guy is in university. Okay? He doesn't have the time. You know how stressful it is in university? And he has made 4K since graduating from my program. Hey, Sean, I just landed an 20 to 30K OTE sales gig. The similarity, this one 3K collected, 4K collected. The similarity between this scenario, this case, this client, this student, all these things that happen is they have all learned the ability to sell via chat. Okay, if you look at your inbox and ask yourself, what's happening inside now? Is it dead silence? Or is it overflowing because you're avoiding it? Either extreme, you have to ask yourself, why isn't chat flowing like a funnel, like an inbound funnel? Why am I not structuring my chat to make sure that when prospects come in, they already know who you are? If you're a mindset coach, they know. If you're a fitness coach, they know. If you're a setter, if you're a closer, they know. They know what you can help them solve, and they're already talking about it. You know how much time is wasted when you have to talk about the report, talk about the weather. You know how much time is wasted when the leads itself, they're not actually leads. So when people text you and they already know who you are, what is your process, they know about your offer and they're willing to buy, you know how not only the time and energy gets saved, but when you look at your inbox, when you look at your phone, you know that this is money. You know, the leads, okay, I'm not saying that everyone will come in and then everyone will just pay, book calls. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that your inbox is high quality. You're looking forward to chat. You're looking forward to engaging with your prospects. And you know that the longer you carry on seeding, the longer you carry on chatting, the longer you carry on planting these seeds, sending resources, being transparent about what you have all year round, what happens to your chat? What happens to your phone? What happens to all your social media accounts that you can use to engage, send resources, book calls, and chat? This becomes a money-making machine. And meanwhile, people that don't get it, what do? Pitch, 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 spam, 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 AI bot, and all those things. And my question is why? If you can actually structure your chat to become a channel of service and impact, if you don't want to work with me now, that's fine. You don't want to buy now, that's fine. But through chat, I'm able to give you this piece of resource. Through chat, I'm able to give you this piece of a solution. What's going to happen now is all this value that you send out daily, 25 messages, 50 messages, 100 people that you touch, sure, not all of them will buy today. Not all of them will put up their hand today. But do you know that as this machine goes on and on and on, all the outbound that you have just given out, all the energy that you've just given out, you know what happens? It snowballs and it flows back. it snowballs and it flows back. And you know what this brings you? This brings you quality. This means that now the snowball effect that's happening in your chat are people that talk business, people that know who you are, people that are responding because you gave them something of value first. This is the quality. Okay, from quality, you will get the quantity. And this is how you turn outbound into inbound. Because for a lot of these things that happen, a lot of times actually I was the one who added them first. A lot of times it's me reaching out first. Okay, but when I reach out, I'm not selling yet. Okay, I am seeding, I am giving. Okay, this is how you turn all your outbound efforts into inbound. Because once they start seeing that, wow, it's value, wow, it's value, wow, it's value. Now, all the lead magnets, all the content that you have been creating, it creates this inbound pool. Okay, write this down if you're taking notes. It creates this inbound pool. And it is this pool that ensures that by the time the conversation ever happens, it is already a client conversation. It's no longer a waste of time. Okay, and all the points that will happen, it's a lot of places that can happen. Okay, basically, in your members area, okay, I explained that any point when someone has a chance to engage with your content, which is basically everywhere, right? And they can send you a message, or you can send them a message, which is basically all the platforms now, right? On Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, even TikTok, or email, or your email list, or WhatsApp, or Messenger. These are all platforms where they can see content, consume content, and text conversations, chat can happen. So I can list easily 6 to 10, 12 touch points, okay? But these are very classic touch points. I'm not going to go too deep into it, although I will briefly walk you through some examples. Okay, if you look at this two-step, for example, okay, you put out content and then people reply. Okay, you got to learn the precise skill of how to engage, okay, so that they come on your calendar. When someone joins your community, when someone just touches you anywhere, okay, I don't really care what is the point. You need to know how to engage, okay, and sell them the call. They sell them the value of the call. When someone becomes a new connection, you need to know how to connect with them and educate them and make sure they are the right type of lead you want to engage and eventually sell them the value of the call. Okay, I think I want to do one example right here before I stop the free preview. And where can I find it? Okay, just let me quickly pull it out from my vault. Haha, found it. There it is. This is a really good example done by actually my wife. So she's actually selling a relationship coaching offer. And let's study this together, okay? Let me know if it's too small. Hello, thank you for connecting. How are you? I'm good. How about yourself? Doing great. What do you do? I work as an analyst. How about you? How do you find out about me? I'm curious. Maybe suggested friends or similar group. Okay, that is a touch point, right? I'm a relationship coach. So at this point, we're just being direct. Okay, we're not going to dance around too much. It's like, look, this is what I do. Okay, and I just, if it's not relevant to you, then it's not relevant. But this is what I do. Okay. This is what I call a filter message or a filter copy. It's very important to be upfront about who you are. Okay, don't dance around that. Okay, what's your industry? Finance industry. Again, see filter message. I help this ideal client avatar with this topic. Okay, just be direct. Because if it's not relevant, that person is going to say, hey, I don't need a fitness coach right now. Hey, I don't need another marketer right now, right? And then that's it. This lead is not ideal. But what happens here is you see that this person actually says, as it so happens, I do need some guidance with a relationship problem. Okay, my question to you is, how is he actually able to say this? Okay, you got to understand that right before this touch point happened, is all this content right here, right? And you're going to know that the reason why all these conversations happen so fast, especially for here, okay, this early in the conversation, he's already bringing out his pain. And I want to make it clear, it's not just because Andrea is asking the right questions. Okay, that plays a huge part as well. But it's not entirely because of that. It's because right here, it's deliberately orchestrated. Whatever you want happening in this circle here, in your content, you already have to talk about it. This is what I call your filter copy. Your filter copy. And in this section here, the inbound content formula, I cover the filter copy and the filter messaging so that you can see what's happening here is it just looks like a casual chat, right? But what's happening is as long as someone is not a buyer, as long as someone doesn't get who you are, as long as someone doesn't have pain, they will be blocked by the filter. So no one will ever get on a sales call with you and be like, who are you? What do you do? Right? Where is your authority? What is your process? If calls are happening like that all the time and the calls are so low quality, it's because at the beginning of the funnel, the filter copy isn't done right. And what's happening on chat is that the filter messaging isn't done right as well, right? What do you think is the main reason this pain is happening? I think it's bad communication. So exactly what do you need help with? How can I start talking to my wife again? I want to reconcile this. I'm not able to see her. I'm not able to see my son. She doesn't want to talk to me. Can I ask you, this lead, is it ideal? Andrea helps someone with relationships, and he's outright sharing all the pain, all the urgency. If you had just one lead like this in your inbox every day, and by the time she sells the value of the call, he says, I'm open to it. I can show you another example right here. Hey, prospect, thank you for connecting. How are you? I'm going through divorce. Oh my God, what's happening? She drew up the paperwork. Oh my God, why? This is all the pain. This is all my goals. This is all the urgency. This is why I need to get this solved now. Well, what if we met on a call and I help you with it? I love that. Okay, here's the link, and then he booked. Okay, so this is two examples. And my question to you is every day, okay, whether you're a business owner, a closer, or a setter, if every day, instead of having to chase and chase and chase and pitch and pitch and pitch, you have just one inbound lead that is the exact ideal client that you serve, that has the exact pain that you're helping with. And that by the time you just need to follow the script and ask the right questions, they pour all the pain out. They know about your process. Actually, these guys, they don't really know Andrew's process, but I would say it's still pretty well done. Okay. Can you imagine by the time the call happens in 2024, when you see a Calendly link, when you see a Zoom, you know it's not a free strategy session. You know it's not a breakthrough session. You know it's none of those. You already know it is a sales call, and yet they still want the call. What does that tell you? They're behaving like buyers. They have the pain that you can solve. They're ideal clients that you want, and they're already swimming towards you. And if you just have one of these leads a day, instead of having to chase and pitch and force the volume and then nothing happens, which one do you prefer? Okay, so combine your inbound content formula, your buyers only filter, understanding chat psychology, and having your own inbound farm. So you don't just have one, but you're able to grow and nurture these seeds and convert them all year round. This formula is the sales via chat method. Okay, and this is where the free preview is going to end. All the good stuff, I'm not really going to give it to you for free because this is my life work. For $100, if you go to seansena.com/chat, that is seansena.com/chat. And I'm going to type it in the comments right now. you will land on this landing page right here. Okay, let me know if the link works. Just type it in the comments. Scroll all the way to the bottom, just read through the whole sales page. And then when you click on this green button, you should see this page to check out. Let me know if everything works. You will arrive in this members area where I not only walk you through these precise principles so that whether you're a business owner, closer, or seller, you actually have a top-down view of how chat comes into play. And not just the texting skills, people don't buy from you just because you text really well, but the whole system, right from your content to your conversations to the actual call itself. If you don't have the full bird's eye view of what's happening, chat itself is just words, and people are not going to just buy because you say the right things, right? The whole context of everything that you show before the call needs to be set up properly so that by the time the conversation happens, they're already in pain, they're already people you can help, and they're already behaving like buyers. And all those leads that don't behave like buyers, all those leads that don't match your criteria, using what I teach here in your buyers only filter messaging, filter copy, they will already be filtered out, blocked out, repelled. So your calendar will always be clean. Your inbox will always be clean. Okay, so if you have watched this free preview and you're wondering exactly what's inside the members area, or you have some questions like, how is this going to be relevant for me? How is this going to help me in my online business, my coaching business, or me as a seller or closer? Exactly how can chat help me? Just reach out, send me a message, send me your questions. I actually have just done a complete Q&A, so I can send that to you as well. But I want to make sure that you actually have a very clear idea of this circle here, chat. Okay, how it completes your business, how it makes sure that you're dealing with the right leads, how chat can educate and nurture people. Because when you do sales calls, just like one call, that's easily 30 minutes. Where's my video? 30 minutes, 1 hour gone. And if you go through all of that and the prospect isn't ideal, you just wasted a lot of time. And by the end of the call, you're drained, it was awkward. And it's like, I'm trying to sell you. Should I sell you? It's really difficult to deal with awkward calls and awkward leads like that. But with chat, you actually have the power to be fully transparent. You can hit 50, 100 people every day across all your platforms. You can seed. You can send resources. You can check in. You can invite them to whatever that event you are hosting. And if they're not ready to buy now, it doesn't matter because they continue to stay in the farm. The ones that are not ideal continue to get filtered out. And the ones that are ready to book calls, they move deeper into your sales process. The ones that are ready to put up their hands, they move deeper into your sales process. Not because you sat back and wait. Not because you sat back and did nothing. But because with chat, you're proactive, you're intentional, and you can do this, when you're traveling. You can do this, I don't know, while waiting, while traveling. You can do this while you're in the toilet, I don't know. And by the time you are super good at doing this, the next seller that you hire won't be doing this. The next closer that you hire won't be saying, hey, why I don't have enough leads? Because you have demonstrated the power of chat. So the next seller or closer that comes in, they look at you and they say, well, my boss knows how to do this. I can learn from my boss. My boss is a great leader. He or she can demonstrate. So you actually have a complete machine that you got it right once, and all the people after you are able to get it right. And if you are a seller, you are a closer, okay, I know what you're thinking. Okay, you probably wish your business owner watch this training so they can keep feeding you the meat to eat. Okay, so this is the preview of sales via chat. If you're watching this and you have a question, you have a comment, you have a feedback, just reach out. Okay. And it is my hope that from this point on, chat isn't just a way for you to just text people. Okay. It is my hope that from this point on, chat becomes a way for you to achieve the big three, which is you can confidently say that I know how to sell the value of a call. I know how to sell low ticket offers. I know how to book interviews. Okay. And all year round, the leads are getting cooked, marinated, nurtured, pushed deeper and deeper into their buyer's journey, your seller's process, and ultimately becoming more and more of your dream clients. Until next time, it is Sena. This is the Sales Via Chat program. If you want to get full access to all the goodies and bonuses in the members area, just head over to seansena.com/chat, read through the entire sales page, make the payment, and then you should be getting access to all of this. Until next time, it's Sena, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.